Hello, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, February 22nd, 2020, and I was really contemplating whether or not I wanted to record this video because it's been a difficult 10 days. So, in my last video, I had posted that I was in the hospital. I forget what date I recorded that video. It was either on the 13th or the 14th. But I was actually hospitalized on Wednesday, February 12th, and today's February 22nd, 2020. Not sure if I said that. I probably did, but whatever. So what happened was I was at work, and we were taking group photos for the company that was to be sent to one of our main offices. And most of the group had went ahead of me. Both of my bosses were behind me, and I was making my way to the door. And as I got to one of the tables in the room, I noticed that I had no control over my body. I've seized, and I believe that's where the term seizure came from. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I had no control over my body, and then next thing I know, I remember nothing. The next thing I remember is I was in the back of an ambulance, and I was looking through the window, and I noticed my boss was following the ambulance, and I'm like, oh boy, what in the world happened? And slowly but surely, I started to understand that the paramedic was talking to me. He's trying to, see if I was fully there, ask me who I was, my name, what date it was, who was the president, things of that nature. It's very confusing. But, up until that point, this would have been the sixth time I've been hospitalized within less than 2 years. So I wasn't fearful, I was awake. I said, okay, what happened? And, after, I'm not sure when I understood exactly what was going on. I knew I was in the ER briefly, and then I was admitted. But when they told me what happened, that I had a witness grand mal seizure, I just kind of was surprised. It was not anything I was expecting. It wasn't even on my mind that I would ever have a seizure. I've seen videos and things of that nature of people who've had seizures. I've been watching a lot of medical videos and stuff like that. And I just, kind of shook my head and was like, man, it sucks. What do I do? And to be honest now, it's been 10 days since. I really don't know what to do. Just kind of recap, I've been living with lupus, the lupus diagnosis since May of 2019. So last year, it's not been a year. As well as rheumatoid arthritis, diagnosed shortly after that, and type 2 diabetes, more than likely because I'm on prednisone. And so it's been less than a year since that diagnosis. Now I have a seizure. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be something I have to deal with long term. I really don't know. But I have follow-up appointments coming up next week. And hopefully I'll get some more answers and what I need to be doing. But anyway, I was in the hospital from February the 12th until February the 16th, so a total of 5 days. Almost entirely 5 days. And I probably would have been released sooner than that, except my back was killing me. I mean, I'm not even sure how to describe this pain. It's better now, but even still, it's a challenge for me to get out of bed, to get into a sitting position, and to put on clothes. Like, it took me maybe a good 10-15 minutes to get this sweater on. Sorry for the white tee, but whatever. And I'm also, dealing with depression. I've got a lot of changes going on in a short period of time. The biggest thing is, and I didn't realize this, but after you have a seizure, and it might be every state's law, I'm not sure, but you can't drive for 6 months. or if you're cleared by a neurologist sooner than that, you'll be able to drive. But for me, that was pretty much the only freedom I have. I've changed my lifestyle drastically within a short period of time, mostly by choice. And I just knew it made sense for me to make these changes. But it's not easy; it's very expensive. And I was looking back at how much I spent on medications last year. Let me see. So medications last year, I spent roughly $2,000 from May until the end of the year. And so a lot of my finances and a lot of things that I wanted to do is going towards my health care. On top of that, I didn't even check and see how much I paid in hospital expenses. It was a lot. I met my deductible as well as the maximum out of pocket. So that's over $6,000 right there. And this year, I've already met my deductible, and it's February. So, as much as I want to do other things and to invest in paying down other debt, student loan debt, some credit card debt that I assumed when I was switching careers, and I didn't have the financial resources to be able to really go to school as well as to try to build a career. So, I'm paying that down, and I'm not one to ask for help or anything like that. I've had some help financially, but for the most part, I've taken on a lot of the financial burden. I made a huge move last year to move back from the west to the east, and it's been quite a change. Also, I made a change in my career to not eliminate stress, but to lessen it. Knowing that I have to put a lot of focus into getting healthier, better understanding what's going on with me. Really, I just had to take a pause and say, okay, what can I do? What can I focus on? How can I be back close with my family? And that's difficult too, because I think as much as they want to understand what I'm going through, in a lot of cases, I really don't want to talk about it. The most I actually talk about it is in these videos. I am not myself. I struggle daily with trying to figure out who I am, who am I becoming. As best I can, I keep my sense of humor. A lot of people see it on the job, and when I'm out in public, but when I'm by myself, when I'm alone with my thoughts, and trying to plan for the future, it's very bleak. At least it feels that way. I've lived most of my life in good health, decent health. I will say probably in the last few years, I've been noticing a lot of different body aches. A few years ago, I went for a jog and ended up getting bursitis in both my knees, and I was like, okay, I'm just getting older, can't do that again. But it was probably a sign that I had either rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, I'm not sure which one came first. And I wasn't given injections, I was given a steroid medication, decreasing dose over a period of a couple of days, and they cleared up. And a little while later, I heard myself playing this stupid game. I'm not going to say what it is, but if you know me, you know what game that is. I'm not going to share that story here on YouTube. But anyway, so 10 days ago, hospitalized with a grand mal seizure. Still having some back pain, not as bad as it was, but it definitely interferes with my day-to-day life. And a friend just reminded me I do have PT prescribed physical therapy, and hopefully I'm going to go ahead and get started on that next week. First things first, I believe I'm going to have to get another x-ray to see what's going on with my back. I did have an MRI on my spine as well as on my brain, and they came back clear, especially the one in my brain. They were like, "You have no brain activity. You're a walking miracle. How are you alive?" I'm kidding. But they didn't find anything abnormal, from what I'm told. I do check the website that has my medical records. It does say that a lot of those records are pending until the end of the month. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm going to call them earlier in the week and see if they can make those available so I can give those to my rheumatologist as well as my primary care physician and go from there. So I've learned a lot over the past year. I was hospitalized first time September of 2018. So over a year, I've been learning what I can. I still feel pretty ignorant. I apologize for my voice. I still feel pretty ignorant when it comes to a lot of things about healthcare, and I will spend more time doing research on that. I really need to dig myself out of this funk that I'm in. Really, I don't think anybody can pull me out of it. I'm just going to have to dig deep and prayerfully get out of it. So, anyway, I hope you all are doing well. Hope you all spending time with your family. And, today's a big day for me. It's a big anniversary for me and the company that I work with. Hard to believe. I'm not going to give the year or anything like that, but I've been with them for a number of years. And this by far, part of this year, last year, and the year before have been the most challenging with the company. But I have to tell you this, they've really taken care of me. And I think about all the people that I interact with now and those I've interacted with in the past. They really care about me and have taken care of me. And hopefully this is just something temporary, once I get everything all settled and figured out and, stick with the doctor's orders, do my own research, and grow and live, I can look back on this and say, okay, I made it. Time to press on. Time to live and love harder. So you all take care. I'm sorry for the long video. I will see you sometime next week. Take care.